Hey guys, Eric here, and I'm back. I'm finally back. I'm glad to be back. I'm gonna provide a video of a basic channel update coming up here real soon, but I haven't made a video in a little bit of time because I've been busy with our company and busy working on other stuff, but I got tons of video content coming up for you guys soon, and it starts today. So today we're going to be installing these. These are Govee immersion lights, and these are LED RGB lights that go on the back of your TV and reflect against the wall. But more on that when we get started. Let's do this. So you guys already know I love RGB lights. I have them basically all over Solstice Tavern, my bar and arcade area. I basically have LED RGB lights everywhere I can put them, although I'm not quite done yet, but I have them basically on the back of all of my TVs. And you can see them here. They're on the back of my theater. Basically, these lights, they add an extra layer of immersion. When you're watching movies and you've got the lights turned off, or you're watching an intense sports game or something like that, just fell in love with when I saw them for the first time. I think they look great on the back of my theater, and it kind of makes it seem like an actual movie theater, or more like an actual movie theater. But one thing I've never had is what these are. These are Govee immersions. So what these do is they actually use a camera, and the lights change color according to whatever you're watching on the screen. All the lights that I have on my existing TVs are all stagnant lights. I can change the colors with them using a remote or using a phone app or something like that, but they won't do it automatically according to what I'm watching on the TV. These are lights that I've always wanted, and I was just, never got around to finding them. I found these on sale at my local Walmart. They were 60 bucks. I think regular price, they're $90. So I thought $60 was a good price. Try and find them on walmart.com, or I'll put a link down in the description below. And check them out. We're gonna install them right now. I'm gonna take you through what it takes to install them, and then we'll see how they work, how they change color according to what's on the screen here. Before I get these installed, a little bit more about Govee. I like Govee as a brand. I discovered them when I bought their Hexaglide lights. You can see here in my arcade room, and I fell in love with them as a brand. I've since then looked at all of their other products on their website, and I will be using a lot more Govee products going forward. Their app is easy to use. When I saw that these were Govee brand at Walmart, I had to pick them up. So we're gonna install them right now and try them out. So these are gonna go on the TV in our master bedroom here. So let's go ahead and open these up and see what's included in the box. Your journey begins. And user manual, and then we've got these are in a nice silver package. This feels like the actual roll of lights there. And then underneath this, or inside of this rather, this is the camera. So this is the camera that we will be mounting on top of the TV, and this looks at the TV, I believe, looks at the TV so that the lights can change color according to the content of whatever you're watching. Yeah, so it's just a USB power port there. Nice, okay. So that's the camera itself, that's what it looks like, and it just goes on the top of your TV and reflects down, but we'll get a better idea of what that looks like when we have it installed. Okay, underneath this box here, or inside of this box, what do we have? We got some sticky pads, I believe, sticky pads there. This is a power adapter. And we got some alcohol prep pads. We got some sticky mounting bracket, little plastic mounting bracket thing. Power on off button there, set up right there, you can see. And then we have more mounting brackets. All right, so that's everything in the box. Let's go ahead and get these on the TV. So on the back of my other TVs and other screens in the house, I just use generic LED strip lights. Now the difference between using generic LED strip lights and strip lights that are designed to go on the back of a TV are a couple things. One thing you'll notice is on the box here, it says right here that these are for 55 to 65 inch TVs. This screen right here is a 60 inch TV, so fits right in there. And basically the difference is these have corners. So if you have straight strip lights, it's a little difficult to go around corners, especially when you're putting them on the back of a TV. This makes it much easier because although you have the 3M adhesive here on the back, you have corners which are just thin wires. This makes it much easier to go around corners on the back of the TV, and you get a better lighting effect. So right now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unplug the cables from my TV, and I'm actually gonna unclamp it from the mount that's on the wall there, and then we're gonna set it down over here on the bed, and then we're gonna put the lights on. All right, so I've got my TV here laying down on my bed. A couple things that you wanna make sure of. First of all, you can do this while the TV is still mounted to the wall. If you don't have a wall mount that easily unclips like this, it's just a little bit harder. A couple things that you want to be really careful of. Make sure that you put something protective on the screen side of the TV to make sure it doesn't get scratched or anything like that if you're going to do this. And the next thing is to make sure that all the surfaces where you're actually going to put the LED lights are clean. We're going to use the included alcohol wipes, and we're just going to clean around the perimeter of the TV, and then we'll get the lights mounted. When you start to mount your lights, you do want to make sure that your plug is at the base of one of the corners of your TV, preferably the base that's going to be closest to the place where they are going to be plugged in. Or if you've got cable management, you can drop a cable in the center. Generally, that's where the cable management stuff goes, or wherever you have cable management going. If you have cable management in the back of your TV that's mounted to the wall and it goes inside the wall, this is very easily slipped down into one of those outlet boxes, and then you can just feed it down through and plug it in however you like. The important thing is make sure that when you start running your lights that this is at the bottom. So what I'm doing now is I'm just going to dry fit the lights, gonna unroll them around. All right, so it's important to just kind of lay the lights out, kind of how you want them to get an idea of what kind of length you're dealing with and where you want the lights to be positioned. Your corners are gonna look like this, and they're gonna have just wires. And what you can do is you can just kind of twist them like this to take up any extra slack, so your lights will fit in the corners, and then you can just hide this on the side so it doesn't appear behind your TV, just like that. That's how you want to do your corners generally, and then you can put your lights here, and you can use mounting brackets to keep these in place. The mounting sticky plastic brackets that it came with, you can just stick them onto the TV here to manage these here. So we're going to start the lights actually over on that end because that's where I want the cable to drop. So we're going to start peeling off the adhesive, and then we're just going to put the lights on. All right, so that's what the lights look like installed. You can see them all the way around the perimeter. Now the corners look a little funny right now. You can see a little extra cable right here, but that's okay because I'm gonna manage that up here with the brackets that it came with, and then you won't see any of that when the TV is up. So let's go ahead and put those plastic brackets on, and we'll get all of that set up. That's basically what it came with, and that's what I was using to hide those wires. Now it's almost time to put the TV back up, and then we can mount the camera. All right, so the next thing that you need to do is you need to mount the control panel. Now I could have done this with the TV not mounted, but I wasn't sure where the bracket actually hits the back of the TV. So I'm gonna put this on. This generally goes in the center in the back of your TV, and this has a port where the lights actually plug into, the USB-C port here. And then it has a USB-A port, and that's where the camera for the immersion portion plugs into. It's going to be in an area that's easy to access, and also where the power cable is long enough to actually reach the outlet. So if I tilt my TV away from the wall like that, then I'm going to actually take this control panel and I'm just going to stick it right here next to the inputs of the TV, but not so far in the middle that it interferes with the bracket against the wall. Alright, so now that I have the control panel mounted on the back of the TV, it's time to actually mount the camera on top of the TV. So this has a little 3M sticky tab right here that you peel off, and this is going to go on the top of the TV, and it's just going to mount right in the center, and it's going to face down. There's going to be a calibration phase that we do after this in the Govee app, but for right now, all we have to do is make sure that the camera's in the middle and that the cable is long enough to reach that control panel that we put in the back of the TV. Alright, so it's a little bit hard to tell right now, but you can see underneath the lights are plugged in, they are powered on. They are working all around the TV, so now it's time to actually go into the Govee app and pair the lights. Alright, so I'm in the app right now. You can see my glide hexes right there. So we're going to add a new device and we'll pair these lights. So the next part of the install, now that we have the lights on, they're paired, everything's mounted, is we have to calibrate the camera that's on there. And that's what these orange blocks are for. I think earlier I said that these were spacers or something, but they're actually not. They're the calibration blocks for the camera. And they need to be mounted to the TV. This is just for calibration purposes. They do have a sticky back on them that you peel off, but you don't want to stick these too hard. You just want to place them gently on the screen in the 8 points that I'm going to show you, and then we'll start the calibration process, which happens in the Govee app. You only want to stick these lightly because you're going to peel them off later. That's where those foam pads go to start the calibration. You have one in the center on the bottom, one in each corner, and then on the center on each side. After that, you're just gonna go ahead and click ready on the app. We will move forward with calibration. As with almost always when you're connecting these smart lights and whatnot, there's firmware updates that you have to do. So we're just waiting for this firmware update to complete, and then we'll finish the calibration. And now that the calibration is complete, we can actually take off the calibration pads. So let's go ahead and do that. As you can see, depending on what's on the screen, the lights are actually changing on the back to match whatever's on the screen, and I know that's gonna look crispy when I'm watching an action movie or a fantasy movie or something like that. I can't wait to do that. I wish I could show footage of that on this right now, but you guys get the idea. The lights are mounted, they look great. So that's how you install the Govee immersion lights for the back of your TV. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for joining me. Please like and subscribe. If you have any questions, go ahead and add a comment below. And there's so many new announcements coming out about my channel, especially as I get close to 1,000 subscribers. Please like and subscribe, get me to that point, and you won't be sorry, I promise. I got so much good content planned for this channel. Thank you for joining me for another problem solved.